Okay guys, so I'm back from Nigeria after the business trip, right? So I guess some of you actually followed up with the few vlogs that I actually did, right? And now I'm back. So today is actually the first Friday of the month. So would want to storm into NFP, you know, non-farm payroll. So we're actually having that today. So I would just want us to quickly check out the chart and see what we're having, because I think it's happening in just roughly like 20 minutes or so, 20, 19, 80 minutes or so. So let's just quickly check out the chart. This is what we're having currently, right, on our economic calendar. Looking at it from investing.com, you can just see at about 15:30 or so, we are having some crazy news, and we can have a non-farm payroll here, right? 15:30, I mean like GMT +3. So you can also see unemployment rate, the private non-farm payrolls, and average hourly, and then it just keeps going like that, right? But then we are much more concentrated on our non-farm payroll, right? Because that's the NFP, that's what will be pushing our market massively today. Okay, so what can we do now? Let's actually just go to our charts now. Let's see what we're having. I'm using 45k today, yeah. And let's just see on our gold, because that's just what we'll be trading today. And we can see a crazy build up here. And if we check through to the top again, what can we see? A crazy rejection occurring just around the zone, right? Just a crazy rejection there. Okay, let's see. I guess we're also having a nice horizontal zone just around the spot here, because there are a lot of rejection just followed by this major rejection here. Now all of these stops, they are all pointing that the chart should take off towards the top. But then let me just quickly map this stuff out for you so that you can always take note of this level. We can see a nice ascension, an uptrend on a 1 hour time frame, right? It's actually pushing towards the top. And aside from that, we can also see that a higher high has been broken. By the way, we actually cut this trade into the highs. We cut it from the very beginning, right, into the highs like that from our daily time frame also. Okay, so we can also see the rejection just around the spot, right? Very chilled. So we're just expecting a nice push towards the top. Okay, let me just quickly show you this now. What can you notice around the spot? So let's just quickly go back to our investing.com once again. Let's just see what we're having this time around. Okay, let's go on our NFP and see what data we're having. Okay, so we're having a previous of about 14k, right, which is actually pretty chilled, right? Pretty chilled. Yeah, if we check out our actual, it was actually 73k. That's kind of like less than our forecast, telling us that this stuff is bearish. You can actually see it there. And if we should check out the history of our NFP, right, that's a normal dotted history here, you can see that this stuff has actually been bearish, meaning that it has been on a downtrend, right? You can literally just see that this stuff has just been crashing, right? It has just been crashing. So what are we still expecting? We're hoping for the chart to just keep crashing. But then let's look at our dotted history. Our previous year, remember, was bearish. So what are we having now around that zone? It's still below our 100 here. And then there are a lot of dots just around this range, meaning that it just can push above again easy like that. So if we apply a normal technicals, we should be expecting a drop below our 100 anyhow, right? Good. So that's just what we'll be expecting. Now if we should check out again now towards our 200 is highly unlikely, because we're having 3 straight dots there. The resistance is just too massive. Now let's check out for July. I guess July was a little bit bullish, right? It was a little bit bullish, but that movement wasn't even like as much, but it was still okay for our last NFP for July, right? But then if you check for August, what can you notice? It was actually crazily bearish here, meaning that our gold, we should be expecting some massive bullish movement, which was what occurred in August. So what are we seeing now on our chart? Based on the fact that we're having a bearish movement on our NFP, we're expecting a massive bullish movement on our gold, right? Because the opposite is always what happens. So what are we checking out now? Let me just quickly adjust this stuff on our technicals. Let's just see, just adjust that. And if we map out our zone again, just a zone of rejection, this should be the maximum point of drop before we expect a massive push towards the top. Just really nice like that, right? We can actually see an internal resistance just around that spot here, just around that zone. A nice internal resistance there, which is pretty chilled, because when it hits that zone, you can easily just break it nicely, because you know how NFP works, guys. So what are we saying? We're expecting that this stop might drop down a little, just play close to our stop loss before pushing up nicely like that, right? That's just what we're expecting. But for the meantime, I would just want us to storm into some trades on at least 2 lot sizes. And just storm into a trade on 2 lot sizes. Okay, this is what we're having. Now, I want to storm into some trades on a different account again. That's about 200k account. So we can actually utilize this stuff again. Okay, that's it, right? Now, it's because our leverage has been reduced drastically. So that's just why, right? That's just why. So we'll soon storm into some trades on a 200k account. But for the meantime, this is what we're having. It's having some red, some nice profits also. So we're having, let's check out our 15 minutes time frame. Okay, this is pretty nice. It's pretty nice. Now, we are now officially like 9 minutes away from NFP. Remember, we are looking at 15:30 GMT plus 3. So we're now officially like 9 minutes away from NFP. Now, by the way, I was actually having some internet issues today. So if you noticed towards the beginning of this video, my chat wasn't really moving. So I had to connect to what they call into my Wi-Fi, right? I had to connect to my fiber network and the rest. But now it's actually very active, moving very well, as you can see. Okay, so what are we expecting now? We're expecting that the news should occur in about 9 minutes. So for the meantime, all we can just do is wait. I want to storm into some trades on my 200k account now also, but let's just see how this is going for the meantime. Not looking bad, not looking bad, not looking bad. Okay, let's just wait and see. Let's just wait and see. It's actually very comfortable because all we're using here is just a mobile device, no stress at all. And if you want to know the broker that I'm using, the link is actually already in the description box, so just feel free to use it. Feel free to use it. So we're now like 8 minutes away from NFP. 8 minutes away. When it starts pushing up, I'll try maybe tagging in some more trades and the rest. But for the meantime, let's just wait. For the meantime, let's just wait. Let's just see how this goes from here. Let's just wait. Let's just wait. Yeah. So, okay. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. So this is what we're having, right? Roughly about 1.4, 1.3 now. Okay, 1.2. Okay. Okay. That's almost $2,000. Okay, let's just go into some trades on a 200k account, just like I was telling you. Let's just stock into, I'll still want to use my 2 lot sizes, right? I just want to utilize this stuff because this will be crazy, guys. This will be crazy. This will be crazy. Our NFP, we're expecting a bearish, what they calling it, a bearish result again. And if we get that, mean that dollar is getting weakened, meaning that gold will start pushing up crazily just like that. So this is what we're having now. So just wait again on our 200k account, right? So just wait and see how much you can cash out from our 200k account today. We'll just see how much you can cash out. So we'll just see. Okay, so this is what we're having now, 45k. Like I was telling you, we'll process the withdrawals, right, on both accounts. That's on our 45k account and on our 200k account. Process both withdrawals immediately as we are done now. Hopefully this goes very well. Right, hopefully this goes very well. Now, if this goes very well, I won't leave this trade until I hit at least over 200k. Okay, I was able to add one more trade there. That's cool. That's cool. I was just trying. I didn't know it to even go in, but that's cool. So we added one more trade. I'll keep trying and see, but it's okay. It's okay. So we added one more trade there. So guys, when we're done, if this stuff goes very well, right, these are NFP, it means that we'll be having over 100k at least on these accounts, on these 45k accounts. We'll be having at least over 100k, and if the other one goes very well, we're already at 220 something there, so we should be over at least over 300k on that, over 300k definitely. But we'll just see how it goes. Just see how it goes. We are now 5 minutes away from NFP. Now 5 minutes away. Guys, this has to go well. All right, this has to go well. Okay, let's see. This has to go well. Now, by the way, those on our private channel, I don't like them taking crazy risks, right? Because we like closing the entire month with at least 0 losses, even though sometimes we take losses, of course, in between 1-2 losses, things like that, but we try as much as possible to close every month with 0 losses. So because of that, we don't want to drop in just random trades of news there, right? So immediately after the NFP is fully done, we'll drop trades there and every single person will see cash out from the market. But for the meantime, everyone is sitting this one out, so I'm just taking this trade on my own for the meantime on this, right? Okay, so a profit is still like 1.3k. Profit is still like 1.3k. Okay, we're going to red. We're going to red. Now, by the way, we are just like 4 minutes away from NFP. As you can see, 4 minutes away from NFP. 4 minutes away from NFP. I guess you can also see the time in there, right? We're just like 4 minutes away from NFP. 4 minutes away, right? So guys, this is actually very chilled. This is actually very chilled. Very chilled. Let's see. Okay, 1.5, 1.6, 1.9. Okay, guys, this NFP is just when it starts. Okay, we're not 3 minutes. We're not 3 minutes away. Now we are on $6,000 of red. Okay, 3,000 now on our 200k account. Right, on a 200k account, that's just roughly about $4,000 of red now. So I'm trying to give you updates on both accounts, even though the main account we're kind of like focused on is our 45k account. So this is what we're having now, right? This is what we're having now. Just about 2.4k, right? So okay, so our 200k should be in profit also now. 200k should be in profit also now. Okay. Now, if you notice, our free margin is actually quite low, right? That's because our leverage was drastically reduced, right? Was drastically reduced. We gave our trades less than 20 minutes before NFP, so that's why they killed the leverage for us, things like that. But it's cool. Now we're running just over $4,000, just over $4,000, over $4,000. Let me just stock in some trades again. So I was able to add in two more trades. Very good. 2 more trades, very good. I think I will still try again. So when I gain in, okay, 6.5k. I don't know if there's any need of adding more trades, but it's cool. It's cool. 7k now. Now we are 2 minutes away from NFP. So the market is massively volatile. We're over 10k now. Over 10k now. Now we're 1 minute away from NFP, actually 1 minute away. This is what we're having currently on our charts. This is what we're having currently on our charts, right? 15 minutes time frame, looking chilled. So it's still playing around crazy rejection zones there, right? Nice resistance there, but we're still expecting a massive push. We're just 1 minute away from NFP. Just 1 minute. Just 1 minute. It's almost there. It's literally almost there. It's literally almost there. Let's just see. Well, literally, you can see the movement of the chart, guys. The movement is sick. The movement is sick. The movement is sick. It's just a few seconds now, I guess, before it becomes 15:30. Just a few seconds. Over 10k. Good. Now that's 15:30. Boom. You can see that. You can see that massive movement. Boom. We're over 100k of equity. Over 100k. Over 100k. You can see that movement, right? So this is actually very chilled. This is actually very chilled. This is actually very chilled what we have in here. This is actually very smooth. Okay, guys, I think I'm just going to leave this trade. That's okay. I just want over 100k of equity. I will just leave this trade. I will just leave this trade. Boom. So I'm actually having about 101 now. That's what I'm having. 101k here. That's what I'm having. So running over 100k bucks now on our trades. You can literally just see that, right? A balanced equity, free margin, everything looking chilled. Now we're still going to check out our 200k account now. Let's just see what we're having there, right? So on our 200k account, we're running over 120k of profit, right? And we're running an equity of over 100k. You can just see all of our trades, right? All of our trades. I want to shut down all of our trades here also, but let's just check out what's happening on our charts. You can literally just see the same thing happening on our charts. And I want to shut down all of these trades now again. You can just see that movement, guys. This movement is actually massive. This movement is actually really massive. This movement is actually really massive. Okay, so guys, this is what we're having. I just want to see if we can hit, let's say, like 350k and I'm out of this trade. Just like 350k on equity. I mean 350k on equity and I'm out. Okay, that's it, right? That's it. Okay, it still dropped below. It's fine. It still dropped a little bit below. It's fine. It's fine. So what are we having now on our chart, right? On our history, I mean. Let's just quickly check that out. So we're running just a profit of about 126k. That's what we're able to cash out just now, right? About 126k. which is pretty impressive. Let's check out for our 45k account. We're running about 101k now. That's about 101k, right? So that's just what we're having, right? Over 100k, right? That's what we cashed out now. That's what we're having. So our profit is about $56,000, right? So guys, I'm just going to quickly rush out to process some stuffs, and maybe after a few hours we'll be right back and process the withdrawals and all. Okay guys, so I just had to quickly rush out for a meeting, but I'm back now. So let's continue from where we stopped. Let's just quickly process our withdrawals now. Let's see. Okay, so we are actually having over 100k here, right? So let's just quickly check out this chart again. From what we're having, this was about 56k that we cashed out. If we check for last week, okay, we weren't really trading this account much, but then you can see our deposit was 45k there, and our total profit, of course, 56k. You can literally just see that, and our balance is 101, right? So $101,000. That's what we're having there. So in processing withdrawals, we're actually having about 45k. We're back to 45k. We withdraw literally everything. That was what we withdrew. We drew literally everything, right? So our profit 56, our deposit 45k, our withdrawal 56k. So we withdrew basically everything, and now we're just back to a balance of $45,000, right? Which is pretty chilled, right? So guys, let's process for our 348k account now, right? So let's cash out everything again, right? Let's cash out everything. The NFP of today was so smooth, guys. You can see our profits over 100k. That's what we're able to cash out. Now, if we check out last week, we made over 120k. That trade was dropped in our private channel, actually, right? That trade was dropped in our private channel. You can easily just check it out. It was also dropped in our free. So in processing our withdrawals, this is what we're having, right? So we are back to 100k, right? That's just what we are back to now. I just cashed out all the profit for the week, right? Because this was the entire profit of the week, 248k, 246k, and this was the amount of profit for just now, right? The profit for today, right? So now we're back to now we're having about 246k, right? For the entire week. We cashed out about 120k before within the week. Like I told you, that trade was actually shared in our private channel. It was also shared in our free channel. If you hit the link to our free channel now, you should see that trade that took us to about 120k on this account, right? And now we just added over 100k again, and then this is just the total that we are having here, $246,000. So guys, the NFP for today was actually very clean and very smooth, right? It was just really smooth. So I would say that the week was actually very clean for the Monday through to the Friday, which was actually the NFP. Everything was really just too smooth. And if you want to use this broker, the link is already in the description box there, so you can easily just use it. Also, if you are new to this YouTube channel, just remember to hit on subscribe button, hit on like button, and also remember to turn on your notification bell so you don't miss any videos that will be dropping out from this space. So that's it for me, guys. So bye for me, guys. I'm Mr. P. Peace.